Welcome back to the Vintage Firearm Series, and today I've got a 1890 22 with an Octagon barrel. I recently uploaded one of these, but this one is a little different, and I thought I'd talk to you about it. I picked it, well, I buy collections all the time, and recently I was purchasing a collection of some guns a gentleman was thinning out. And towards the end of our transaction, he kind of handed me this one and says, well, what do you think of this? Obviously, it's an 1890. The stock on it is like just about to die for. I would say the use is minimum. But there was one thing odd about it, and I'm going to show you what that is, because, okay, I've got another feeding tube rod in it right now, and it's that one's kind of snug, and I don't know why. And then this one was in it, but when I looked at it, I knew that wasn't right. And it does create problems. I think it works some of the time. I think some of the time it interferes with the feeding. So it's not quite right, it doesn't seat correctly, and so there are issues with it. So, and on the other hand, instead of being too tight, it's loose. It's one of the things that's kind of important when you go to look for a gun. This one's tight, loose until a certain point, and then it gets very snug. So, and you want it to fit like that. I took this one out of a 1906 that I have, and so anyways, for $200 it's a gift. I mean, it's honestly a tremendous deal. Now, I looked up the serial number. It is, but I hardly have to at this point. It's 624, 6 digits, which means 19. So it was made in 1919. You can also tell the approximate age by looking right here. Let me see. See how that opens up down there and it gets cut out? Well, that is a later variant, okay? I have a 1902, and this would go straight across. So from the side angle, you wouldn't even see a hole. It would just be, that piece metal would go all the way across. And that's just, you know, one of the very, very subtle differences of the things. This has an Octagon barrel. It's considered very desirable. It's a 22 short, which is always cool. I love it. You know, you can go out there and shoot and be very, very quiet about things. The last patent date on it is 1911. That doesn't really mean much. But the other thing about it that I thought was a bit odd, and I believe all of these finishes are original, but these screws, I don't know. I'll have to look at some of my others. They just don't look right, but maybe they are. I don't know. Once you start looking at something, you start wondering. So in any case, this is a great little 22. If you run across one of these, don't be afraid to buy it. You're not going to find one for $200. I mean, if you do, I mean, definitely buy it. And when you want to cycle it, okay, so if it's like this and you want to cycle it, you just take your thumb and stick it right in, you know, and press in, and you'll be able to cycle it. The other thing is that these should not be stored, in my opinion, in the cocked position. So what you do is you don't dry fire it. I mean, I don't believe in dry firing anything. Some people will say, well, you can dry fire this and you can dry fire that. Why? It's not necessary most of the time. Okay, so you just take your finger and obviously put it on the trigger. You know, we know we have an unloaded gun. We've been, you know, cycling it and everything, so there's no question in it. So you take your thumb and the middle part of your thumb, and you, in this particular case, and you lay it on the hammer. Take your finger, put it on the trigger, and gently let it run down. Oops, I didn't even want to open it, but now it will open very easy. I had a little pressure on it, and it opened up. So there you have it. It's a takedown. It's a great little gun. It's super clean, from 1919, $200. Comes with an Octagon barrel. It just doesn't come with a tube feeder rod. So I thought that was a pretty good deal overall. Shall we take it outside and see how it shoots? Have a little fun there. And of course we're going to put some shorts in it because that's what it takes. And we've got some 710, which is going to be the quiet stuff. And so I don't know, I've got a meter, I just bought it. And it was something that I picked up, paid nothing for it, and so it probably works about like that. But let's go ahead and try that out too to see how much noise it makes. They're actually so quiet, it might not register. That does sound impossible, doesn't it? Let's go find out. Hey, let's head outside. Okay, so we're outside now. The target's down, it's fresh. We got a little decimal reader here that I just picked up. I paid nothing for it practically. When I say nothing, I don't mean it was free, but I just meant it like $15 maybe or something like that. Okay, we're going to load it up with shorts. I have a tendency to want to put 22s in it all of a sudden. And we'll see what we got. These are 710s, feet per second, so they're very quiet. And yeah, these are great guns. I mean, if you get one in good shape, this feeding tube rod is not quite right, so I'm going to have to figure out what to do with that. But the gun is unbelievable for what little I paid for it. I mean, I would pay that much for a decent parts gun. And this is not a parts gun. So, yeah, these usually hold quite a few, especially in the 22s. I should have counted them so we can kind of keep it consistent. I didn't do that. There we go, that's kind of full. Let's do a little house cleaning. Okay, so now we're going to turn this on. Yep. Oh darn, I don't know how to reset it. I may have just done it. Okay, so we'll see what happens. Don't expect too much and we probably won't be too disappointed. Let's chamber our first round. We're not going to need the ears for this. I'm wondering where to hold on this one, to be honest. How are we doing on this? Is that going up? I don't think it's... I think that's whole. Okay, so we're going to leave this open and we'll go down and get our target. Okay, we can hear the boats in the background, huh? There's one gentleman who's always running his boat, and it's very loud. So as you can see in today's, we're right up in here, we're shooting a little high. I wasn't really sure where to shoot on that. I could definitely just, it's scented really good. It's just shooting high. Should we take another run at it? I think I can do better the second time. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna run down. Okay, so I'm going to have something interesting to talk about when we settle down here a little bit and go inside, because it's something that you can run across when you're out buying guns, and I want a moment to think about it a little bit before I say I recently bought a gun, and it's based on that experience. It's not a negative experience for me, because I knew what it is that I was looking at. But you can't buy it for an antique value if it's not what it is pretending to be. And the rest I'll say inside. So, but let's see what this will do. All I think I'm going to do is aim down a little lower. I think that'll be it. And of course, let me take a look at this sight. You see, somebody's already got it raised pretty high. That was that gentleman, I'm sure. So he was trying to deal with it. Okay, so let's. I could tell before it was off, and the reason I could tell it was off because I could hear it hitting the wood. And I'll show you the target when it's always hard when you're doing it this way because you don't know where you were aiming last time, because you're aiming for a wide open space. But it'll be better. I'm just aiming a few inches below the bullseye, but there's no consistency in that. So you shouldn't expect too much. I'm not. Okay, so let's run down and take a look at that. I think at the very least it'll be interesting. Now the first thing I want to do is explain about my comment about hearing it hit the wood. As you can see, there's no wood to hit in the middle. It's kind of like gone. The way I built the targets, generally, I just keep on rebuilding parts of them. And they last for quite some time, to be honest. There's thousands and thousands of shots through this, because most of the time I'm just hitting in this area. And that it'll really last forever, as long as I continue to do that and don't put a shotgun at it. I think this has had a couple of shotgun blasts, to be honest. Okay, let's look at what we got here. Now these are the ones from our first round. And then for this round, we have one there, one really good one, then there, 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 there. I don't think there was any down in this quadrant before. So, it's tough because I was aiming somewhere down in here. And, but you could see with a little bit of practice, you can even deal with a gun that the sights are off. And I don't think they're wrong. I mean, you could go ahead and make those sights right. You could make them work, your amount. Let's go on inside and let's do a little recap, and I'm going to talk about what to look for when you're looking for a used gun based on experience and School of Hard Knocks and a few other things. But I think this will save some people, and there's going to be a follow-up video coming up on this, maybe this coming week, and where I'm going to actually show an example of what is out there and what you need to look for. And so, because I purchased this gun knowing what it was, knowing that it'd make a good video, knowing that it was a good gun. It just wasn't what it was proposed to be, and I paid a price that was appropriate for a good working shotgun. Okay, so let's go on inside. Okay, so a lot of you might have some words to get after me because I'm going to do something that I normally don't do, but then I'm going to tell you why I'm doing it. I'm breaking down this gun, which is I would normally not do, but sometimes this gun is very difficult to clean, this design. John Moses Browning up in heaven. That's the only thing I've got to complain on you. But to be truthful with you, it's not even easy to spray in here. I'm just gonna. He never, in John Browning's defense, he never would have anticipated that. It's just about out now. John Browning would have never anticipated that one of his designs would last this long. I think it's out. So we'll do what we can with this. I mean, you think about it. This gun that we're looking at, the design is much older, but the gun we're looking at is 105 years old. So, 105, I mean, that's a long time. A very long time. To anticipate that a gun should work and be dependable and functional, and, if somebody worked with this gun a little bit, it'd be a great shooter. It's more than that. It's actually, you could put this up on the wall. This is pretty darn nice. Sometimes people use the term like wall hanger and stuff like that. That's not what I mean by this. This is like be very pretty up on the wall. Not something to show, oh, well, this is an antique and it's really old and isn't it funky? No, this is functional. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. You can check it out first. Well, again, I can't even get this. There we go. Okay. Now, I'll check it out. This has got super strong rifling in it. Well, first of all, let's talk about what this gun is. It's got the Octagon barrel, the bull barrel of the day, if you will. And I don't think, by appearance of it, it hasn't been fired that much. It's a little frosted, but that's because at some point in its past, it was put away and not cleaned. I think sometimes you can get that frosting out, but please don't use a wire brush. That won't get it out. Not in my opinion. If you do, I mean, I think you do more damage than take them wire brushes and just do something with them. But go work on your car with them. Okay, I'm going to have people who disagree with that. Okay, just my opinion. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's out there on the market. A lot of people are taking guns and they're forging serial numbers, and they might be doing this for a positive thing too. They might be just trying to make the gun complete and saying, yeah, it's made to go together, when the parts don't go together. Some of the parts are new and stuff. But you see a gun out there like that, and you have to be cautious, and you have to know what to look for. And I do have a video coming up with a case in point of exactly what to look for. A gun I actually found on the real world out there just a couple of days ago. And I bought a couple of guns. One was phenomenal. Oh my gosh. I don't normally buy newer guns, but it's from '65. That's what I've been told. I haven't verified the serial number on it yet, but if it turns out to be true, it's coming home with me on Monday. And that's tomorrow. And so the day you're watching this, I'll be bringing the other home. And it's a phenomenal gun. I'm even going to tell you what it is. It's a Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum. Okay? Dirty Harry. And I saw a flash of it, and that's it. The price was right, and it was all good. And so I'm going to go back, pick it up, and it's a fantastic gun. And I'll pick up this other gun too while I'm at it. And I'll do a video eventually on both of them, probably within the next couple of weeks. Why not? I mean, I got plenty of other guns to show you, but I'm going to, why not keep something current that's kind of excited to me at the moment. When you first bring them home, you're always so excited about it. Somebody once asked me, what's your favorite gun? Usually it's the one I just bought. And that's very it. I'm very excited about it. I wouldn't have bought it. So in any case, until tomorrow, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have. These are great shooting guns, especially this one. The rifling is strong. It's a little frosted in the inside, but I'm not going to end up shooting it that much because I don't shoot basically most of my guns all that much. But if someone was to clean it out after every use, some of that frosting wouldn't be massive, but some of that frosting you might be able to get out. You take a wire brush to it, I think that'll put you in prison. Okay, just my opinion. Now, if you get a gun that is heavily fouled, that, I don't know, I'd still be inclined to go ahead and just clean it and with a snake and a real light brushing every now and then to break it up. But that's what, in my opinion, all those things are overly used. Okay, take it easy. I may be wrong. It's just my opinion. They're like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. Hey, take it easy. Thank you so much. I will look forward to coming back tomorrow. Okay? Hey, take it easy. Enjoy life. Bye-bye.